You don't walk into a marriage thinking you'll end up hiring a private investigator named Rick who smells like beef jerky and drives a car held together with duct tape. But hey, life's full of surprises. I'm Jason, just a regular guy. I run a small construction business. I drink too much gas station coffee, and up until recently, I thought I'd hit the jackpot when I married Amanda. She was smart, beautiful, organized down to the last calendar reminder. And man, could she. Work a room. At every party, every barbecue, every boring PTA meeting, she was the center of gravity. People loved her. I did too. We had a great house in the suburbs. 2 stories, big yard, even one of those stupid live, laugh, love signs I secretly hated but let her hang in the kitchen. We had a kid, a golden retriever, and matching coffee mugs with our initials. It was the American dream, Instagram filtered, or so I thought. From the outside, we were that couple. Clean-cut, coordinated outfits for family photos, spontaneous weekend getaways to wine country. People said, "You two are perfect, together." I heard that a lot, and I believed it, until the cracks started showing. It started small. Amanda got weird about her phone, always face down, always on silent. I brushed it off. Maybe she was just overwhelmed. Motherhood's no joke, and her job in marketing had gotten more intense. But then she started working late more often than usual. A lot more. Then came the night of the $600 lip balm. We were out at dinner, someplace that had 14 types of truffle oil and waiters who looked like models. She went to the bathroom and left her purse behind, which was odd in itself. Her phone buzzed. I didn't mean to snoop, I swear. But the screen lit up, and I saw a message that made my stomach flip. Last night was incredible. Thoughts about that underwear can't leave my head. When can I see you again? I have a little gift for you. I sat there staring at the words like, I'd just walked into a scene from a bad soap opera. Now, I'm not a jealous guy, and I wasn't about to flip a table in the middle of a place where the water costs $12. But I knew I had 2 options, confront her right there or play it smart. I chose smart. So I smiled, paid the check, and went home like everything was normal. The next day, I called in a favor from a buddy of mine. Used to be a cop, now works in private security. He gave me a number. That's how I met Rick. Rick's the kind of guy who can tell what time a person got home just by how their tires sound on the driveway. He's not cheap, but neither is peace of mind. A week later, Rick calls me and says, "You might want to sit down." He sends me a folder full of photos, videos, and receipts. Not one guy, not 2, multiple. One of them I actually recognized. He was our real estate agent. Yeah, the guy who sold us our house. Another was some finance bro who looked like he drinks protein shakes out of champagne flutes. Turns out Amanda wasn't just cheating, she was playing the long game, using me as her cover story, her stable life narrative. Meanwhile, she was living a whole second life. Spa weekends, private hotel suites, even shopping trips paid for in cash. There were receipts for gifts I'd never seen. Designer bags, jewelry, and yeah, that infamous $600 lip balm. I wish I was joking. But I didn't blow up. Not yet. I knew I only had one shot to turn this around in my favor. Because here's the thing. We had a kid. A son. And I wasn't about to lose him to someone playing life like it was a reality TV show. So I waited. Waited for the right moment to confront her. Waited until the evidence was stacked so high it would take a team of lawyers and 3 priests to explain it away. Then came Tuesday night. I made dinner. Her favorite, lemon chicken with rosemary potatoes. We sat down like any other evening. She scrolled through her phone. I poured wine. Then I looked her dead in the eyes and said, I know, about all of it. I saw the texts, the photos, the hotel logs. Don't bother lying. She blinked. Once, twice. Then the performance began. Tears. Accusations. You always made me feel trapped. You never listened. You controlled everything. The usual script. Then, this still shocks me, she grabbed a knife from the kitchen, nicked her own arm, and screamed like she was being attacked. Next thing I know, she's dialing 911, crying into the phone. He tried to hurt me! Please, send someone! I stood there frozen, still holding the wine bottle. The cops showed up. In less than 5 minutes, guns drawn. I was cuffed and thrown in the back of a cruiser before I could say a word. But I had one thing on my side. I'd left my phone on the kitchen counter. Audio recording the whole thing, sitting in that holding cell with a guy yelling about aliens. Through the vent, I had one thought looping in my head. She actually planned this. I mean, it wasn't a heat-of-the-moment thing. She'd set the stage, rehearsed the lines, even had the waterworks ready, all to flip the script and turn me into the villain. If I didn't have that audio recording, I'd probably still be in a jumpsuit, sharing Cheetos with Lizard Dave. But the next morning I was released. No charges. Turns out truth really does come in WAV format. Of course, Amanda played it cool. She even had the audacity to look shocked when I walked back into the house. Said she was glad I was okay, like she hadn't just pulled a Lifetime movie plot on me, but I didn't flinch. I'd learned something important. People who want to destroy you usually think they're smarter than you. That's when I activated Phase 2. Lawyer up. I gave everything I had to my attorney. The messages, the photos. Rick's detailed reports, labeled time-stamped and tagged with GPS locations. I even handed over a flash drive with one of Amanda's greatest hits, a voice memo where she told one of her business partners that she was about to take Jason for everything he has. Direct quote. Now, I thought things couldn't get worse after being falsely arrested. But Amanda, she leveled up. The next day, I got divorce papers. She wanted the house, full custody of our son, half my business, even the dog. The damn dog. And in the petition, she claimed I was abusive, unstable, and unfit to parent. Said I had anger issues and a history of controlling behavior. You know, typical stuff you'd find in a revenge blog titled, How to Emotionally Eviscerate Your Husband in 10 Easy Steps. She went full scorched earth. I didn't say a word. Not to her. Not to her family. Not even to my own mom, who would have gone full Italian grandmom on her and started throwing wooden spoons. Instead, I let the evidence speak for me. My lawyer filed a countersuit the same week. We attached every piece of her double life. Photos of her in lingerie at a hotel suite that wasn't ours, audio clips of her threatening to ruin me, and even a Venmo trail that looked like she was running a loyalty program for cheating. The judge wasn't amused, especially not when the recordings showed her faking the attack. The knife? Stage prop? The wound? Barely scratched the surface. She cried in court. I just sat there sipping water, like a guy watching a fireworks show he didn't have to pay for. Then came the real plot twist. Remember those influential guys she was seeing? Turns out one of them was married. His wife found out through me. She showed up at court with her own folder of goodies, emails, phone logs, even a private video Amanda had sent him that started with the words, "Don't save this, LOL." Spoiler, he saved it. Amanda's allies started dropping like flies. Her lawyer requested a recess. Twice. She tried changing the narrative again, claimed she was under emotional distress, and coerced into everything. Classic rewrite the script move didn't work. By the end of week 2, the case was unraveling like a discount sweater. My lawyer was a shark in a suit, calm, precise, and borderline terrifying when he cross-examined her. At one point, she couldn't remember which fake job she told the court she had. Marketing director? Personal consultant? Spiritual branding? Coach? Whatever it was, it didn't matter. The truth had already bulldozed her story. Then the judge made it official. House? Mine. Full custody? Granted. Business assets? Untouched. The dog? Sleeping on my side of the bed like always. Amanda was granted supervised visits. Once a month, at a state facility. She cried, again, but this time no one cared. And me? I walked out of that courtroom with zero bitterness, just relief, like finally. Finding the exit in a haunted house you didn't know you were trapped inside. But the best part? It wasn't over yet, not for her, because I wasn't done. So there I was, single dad, business owner, dog still loyal, house intact, and a woman-shaped tornado now legally forbidden to come within 50 feet of my kid without a chaperone. You'd think that was the end of the story. You'd be wrong. Amanda didn't just lose in court, she lost her whole narrative. The mask was off, and people who used to swoon over her at dinner parties were now ghosting her like she was a pyramid scheme with mascara. Her inner circle? Gone. Her powerful connections vanished. Even her Instagram followers started dipping. Apparently, it's hard to sell inspirational mompreneur content when court records say you faked a domestic assault. Then came the job loss. One of the companies she'd been freelancing for, turns out it was run by the cousin of one of the wives she'd crossed. Amanda got cut faster than an unpaid intern, and yeah, I'd be lying if I said I didn't smirk just a little when I saw her driving around town in that rusty old Civic she used to mock. I think one of the headlights was held on with zip ties and hope. But here's where it gets truly poetic. A few months after the court ruling, she tried launching a blog, Rebuilding After Betrayal. It was basically her rewriting our entire story, casting herself as the victim, of course. First post went semi-viral because I posted a polite comment correcting every lie with links to legal documents, timestamps, and audio clips. She deleted the whole site within 48 hours. After that, she tried reaching out, not to apologize, no, that would have required humility, but to rebuild a co-parenting relationship. Her exact words were, "Let's be adults for our son." You know, the son she tried to take away by faking a mental health crisis. On paper, and telling a judge I was emotionally unstable. I replied with a very adult screenshot of the custody agreement and a reminder that all communication goes through my lawyer now. Professional, civil, satisfying. Meanwhile, life on my end, thriving. My business started doing better than ever. I even had a few new clients tell me they hired me after hearing the story. One guy called me the Houdini of horrible marriages. Not the nickname I wanted, but hey, I'll take it. And the best part? My kid. He's doing great. Therapy's helping him process everything, and he's developing this sharp little sense of humor that makes me think maybe, just maybe, he's going to be okay. Maybe better than okay. A couple months ago, he looked up from his cereal and said, "Dad, you're like Batman, except you don't wear black or live in a cave or punch people." I told him, "Yeah, I'm more of a Home Depot Batman." We both laughed. Now here's the part you've been waiting for, the moral of the story. Why didn't I leave sooner? Why did I stay when the red flags were slapping me in the face like a wet towel? Simple, because I believed in the marriage. Because we had a kid. Because I thought maybe she was just going through something and I could fix it. But here's what I learned the hard way. Some people don't want help. They want control. They want destruction. And if you don't protect yourself, they'll bury you while telling everyone you fell. So yeah, I got burned, but I didn't stay down. I gathered receipts. I stayed calm. I didn't yell. I didn't break. And I didn't let her drag me into the circus. In the end, the truth wasn't just on my side. It saved me. So if you're reading this and you're in a similar situation, wondering if you're crazy, wondering if maybe it's your fault, start recording. Start documenting. And don't ignore your gut. Your gut isn't paranoid. It's just tired of being lied to. Amanda thought she could ruin me. All she did was set herself on fire and hand me the matches.